Hi guys, welcome back to When Life Gives You Lemons. Here's the next episode. First off, we're going to start with a would you rather question. So, would you rather try to come down from the top of the world's tallest building all the way to the ground on a narrow slide with no railings on the side? Or would you rather fly down to the ground on a huge paper airplane that was made by an expert? Which would you do? I'm a little torn by this one. I think I think I would do the slide. It would be like the world's biggest drop, like a roller coaster, which is sometimes fun, but like I'm not a huge roller coaster fan. But at least you might be able to. I know there's no railings on the side, but like you might be able to like grab, like there's always like a little bit of the side that you can grab onto. So if you get going too fast, you can kind of stop yourself and slow yourself down a little bit. I think you have a little bit more control on the slide. I would prefer that. But put in the comments or put on our social media page, what would you do? Which would you rather? Come down on the slide or go down in a paper airplane? All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do another yoga pose. And this one, you have to stand up for it. I'm not gonna stand up because then I just have to like readjust the camera. So I'm gonna do it from sitting, and feel free to do it from sitting as well. But this is what it's supposed to look like. So it's the gorilla. A little bit of a glare. So I'll show you the directions. So you're gonna stand up and you're gonna squat down and you're gonna hang your hands low and you're just gonna swing them. You're gonna go back and forth. There's some silly things about making funny gorilla noises. You don't have to do that, but you totally can. So I'm gonna lean over and just drop and you swing back and forth. Swing back and forth. And just kind of do that, loosen up your body a little bit, relax. Do this for a little bit longer. All right, and then bring it back up. So you can do that a couple different times. Just kind of loosen yourself up. You can do it in the morning, kind of wake yourself up a little bit. So moving on from that, we're going to talk about fitness today. There's a lot that can go into fitness, and obviously everybody's body is different. Everybody's body is going to take to different fitness things differently. But just having like that basic knowledge, and maybe you already know this, so this is a refresher for you, but just having the basic knowledge of what goes into and why fitness is important. It doesn't have to be some crazy, like, you gotta get to be able to lift 300 pounds. That's really cool if you can, like, kudos to you. But it doesn't have to be that way for everybody. So, what is fitness? So it's the condition of being physically fit and healthy. Again, that can mean different things for different people. Everyone's on a different scale of being able to work out or not work out. So that can mean different things for different people, and what your goal is. Do you want to look like a bodybuilder? All right, you have to stick to a stricter plan, stricter diet, nutrition, and all that stuff we'll get into in a couple of videos. But for now, we're going to focus on fitness. So some fitness markers. So your resting heart rate. you want to take your resting heart rate when you're not active. So that's the first thing you do when you wake up. That's the best way to gauge your resting heart rate. So how you're going to do that, we'll go over that. What you're going to do is you're going to find your pulse by putting your thumb on your radius bone. So that's this side. Move my scrunchie. So your pinky side. So you'll put it on your radius bone. And then you're going to wrap your hand around to where your index and your middle fingers land on your wrist. And you should be able to find your pulse. All right, and then you're going to count for 60 seconds. So I didn't start a timer, so that might be 60 seconds, that might be a little less. Feel free to do it on your own. So what was yours? If you had 60 beats or less in that 60 seconds, that's good. That's your resting heart rate. If you have between 61 and 80 in that 60 seconds, that's pretty average. But if you have 81 to 100 beats or pulses in that 60 seconds, that's high. But it's still okay. But if you have over 100, that's not good. So we're gonna get into a couple of different workout things that you can do, workout examples. So one is a push-up. So you know what a push-up is? Get down on the ground, you put yourself up, you're supposed to have like a flat back and butt. I'm never good at that, but helps you build your arm strength. So push-ups, they measure your body strength. So like I said, you get on your stomach on the ground, you use your arms to push yourself up off the ground until your arms are fully extended. And you want to keep your back and your hips in a straight, flat line. When you have your butt up in the air, it's not good, or your back, it's not good form, and you can actually hurt yourself. So when doing push-ups, you just want to make sure that you have the good form. And honestly, form is everything when you get into some of those more, well, any sort of movement, exercise, that sort of thing. My arm is like killing me, and I'll get into those why later. So those are push-ups. Going for a 12-minute walk or run. So this assesses your cardio capacity. So if you can do 1.5 miles in 12 minutes, that's amazing. In a walk, that's like wild. In a run, that's really, really good. If you go 1.5 to 1 3/4 miles, that's pretty good in that amount of time. 1.26 to 1.29 miles. That's fair. And if you go 1.25 miles or less on a run, you could need need improvement. Um, you know, again, working out it's a range. You have to adjust it to yourself, and eventually, maybe you can work your way up to getting to that 1.5 miles in 12 minutes. That's amazing. At one time, I could kind of do it. I think I did it like once playing soccer. Moving on to a plank. So this measures your core stability and your strength. So similar form to a push-up, you're going to lay on the ground on your stomach. You're going to lift yourself up onto your forearms, so you don't have to extend your arms. Just lay on your forearms. And then again, this is where I run into trouble every time with these things. You have to keep your hips and your back flat in a line. And then you want to hold this position for as long as possible. I do not miss doing these in soccer. Like, it was the go-to when I was like on JV soccer team. Mrs. Stromboli, yeah, loved those planks. So if you are able to hold it for over a minute, that's excellent. That's really good. 30 seconds to a minute, that's pretty average. Typically, most people are able to hold it. Not easy. You might be shaking the whole time, but sometimes you can get there. And then again, depending on your level of ability, under 30 seconds might need improvement, but you can always work your way up. So let's get into BMI. So this is your body mass index. This is a useful tool to help understand where you're at to begin with before you start any sort of diet or workout regimen or anything. This kind of gives you like that baseline, like where you're at right now, and helps you create goals and figure out what you want to do, where you want to get to, and what you have to do to achieve that goal. So this takes into account your weight, your height, your age, and that determines what your BMI is. So if you're under 18 and a half, 18.5, that means you're underweight. 18.5 to 24.9 is the normal weight. 25 to 29.9 is overweight, and 30 or more is obese. Now, these aren't definitive markers for fitness, but if you're just starting out, it's something that makes it easier to focus on than just your weight. If you stick with a fitness routine, you'll be able to see and feel these results early on. So moving on, why bother working on fitness? It keeps your blood flowing and it prevents the clogging of your veins and arteries, which reduces your chances of having a stroke or heart attack or blood clots or anything like that. Physical activity can reduce the risk of dementia and Alzheimer's later in life. It can decrease the risk of diabetes. Muscles consume a lot of glucose in your body. Exercise can also boost the immune system's response to diseases such as cancer. It helps improve your mental health and your mood. Sometimes you feel better after even just going for a walk, a quick walk around the block, just getting outside, getting that fresh air, just makes you feel better. It can help you stop bad habits such as smoking or eating poorly, and it helps you control your weight. So what are some other ways to be active. So you can go for walks once, twice, maybe even 3 times a day if you're able to, especially right now with everyone being in quarantine. You can't really go anywhere or do anything. Going for walks is recommended, and it's a good form of exercise. Get out of the house. Um, just go for a walk. You can go swimming. If you have access to a river. It might be a little cold right now up here in the North Country. But maybe once public pools open back up, you can go swimming. Or if you have a pool in your backyard, once again the temperatures warm up, go for a swim. That's a great form of exercise. It's low impact on your joints. So you might be sore if you're like doing laps rigorously, but it's just a fun thing to do. You can join a gym or talk with a trainer. Right now, I know there's a lot of resources out there, and I can gather some and put them in the comments section of this or on our social media pages. I think I saw something that Planet Fitness, maybe you have to buy a membership, but they're offering free online stuff for right now, since we can't actually go to gyms and that sort of thing. You can create workouts to do at home or at work. So you could do push-ups, chin-ups, pull-ups, lunges, sit-ups. I'll show you in just a few seconds a page that we use at work, and I'll talk all about it to help create a workout. Set goals. How do you know what you want to achieve? Are you just doing this for fun? Okay, cool. But do you want to see results? Maybe set some goals. You don't have to be anything crazy. It can literally be going from you don't do anything except for sitting on the couch watching Tiger King on Netflix or whatever other show you're binging, and you don't go for walks. So maybe your goal is for week 1 to go for a walk every other day. Get outside, go do something. And then as you go, you can increase your goal, and that sort of thing. And don't get discouraged. Everybody's body is going to take differently. Fitness is very good, but it has to be combined for the most part with nutrition. And again, like I said earlier, we'll get into that in a different video. So now I'm going to switch over to share my screen, and I'm going to show you this website. So I think I talked a little bit about it in last week's video. It's darebee.com. So for my office, we're all working from home. We have been doing these movement breaks. And so it's just like 15 minutes to a half hour. We're doing different workout regimens. So if you go to this website, and again, I'm not endorsed by them. They don't pay me. I don't pay anything. I just like think this is such like the coolest website ever. So this is the main page. They've got a workout of the day. You can print out a Dare dice. So one is numbers of reps, and then one block is different types of exercises. So it's really cool. So you can go to workouts, and we do these. I guess I didn't finish this. So for my office, we get on our video chat and we do these workouts together as a group. And it's a lot of fun, and it gets me moving, because otherwise I might just sit at my desk all day long and not get up. But that's why my arm is hurting, because we've switched. And as you go, there's easier ones, easier workout programs. And as you go, the reps go up. So we started out, I think, at 10, and then it jumped to 20 reps, and then it jumped to like 30 reps, and then yesterday it just all of a sudden jumped to 40. So like my arms are killing me, but it's good. And some of these workouts, like this one, if you have weights, that's great, and it'll help build muscle and achieve any goals that you might have. But a lot of these, you don't even need weights. You can implement them if you want to, once you build up a little bit of strength. But you definitely don't need to feel the workout. It's amazing. Um, so these are some of the workouts. These are just like one pagers, but then there's programs. So I think we've done this vitality, and again, it's not. You can adjust it. So if you go to vitality, so it's 30 days. There's no equipment, no floor exercises. It's all standing. So this one's rated, and they rate them. You can click around on all the different ones. They rate them on the difficulty. So this is perfect for beginners, and that is so true. I always love the idea of going to the gym, and then I don't actually go to the gym, and I just feel weird doing different workouts in front of people. It's my thing. I know it's goofy, but I'm sure there's other of you that feel the same way. I kind of just want to work out at home by myself, but doing it over video chat with my coworkers has been actually really fun. So maybe that's something you guys could do. You can gather some friends and video chat with each other and do a workout a day, or video chat twice a day and do 2 of the days. So this is, I highly recommend it. For anybody, but especially beginners. There's a whole wide variety of options. So yeah, that is all I've got for you today. That is Fitness 101. Be sure to follow us on Instagram or Facebook for more information. Today is actually Wellness Wednesday, and I have created all sorts of posts for every Wednesday for the foreseeable future. And it's not just about working out. There is like workout options at the bottom of the post, but there's also like quotes just to kind of keep you motivated and think positively. But there's also tips on creating a better life, better habits to become more well and healthy. So, like I said before, that's all I got for you today. And we hope to see you next week.